we do take care of 11,000 roofs put on by everyone else, and the unique thing about that is we find out very quickly who's putting on good roofs and who's taking shortcuts. And so today I wanted to kind of express a little bit of the things that we find, because I have a lot of homeowners that they get a report card on our inspection, but they're not quite sure how we come up with it. So I was going to explain how we find issues and problems before they become crises, as far as letting water come into the home, or you find shingles on the ground, you go through that little panic of oh man, I hope this isn't off my roof. So there's things that we find on a roof that need to be addressed, and we write them down for you to at least think about and ask us questions, and then we go from there. So one of the things that homeowners aren't aware of is that when you buy a new home or a home that was built in a subdivision, generally when that home was built, that contractor has a bunch of subs, like the framers are one small entity that he brings in. He pays them by the foot, and they frame a house, and he pays them a check. And then all the windows are put in by that framer, and then you have the siders come out, and he writes them a check, and then the gutters are put on, and he writes them a check, and then the roofers come out. And generally by the time the roofers come out, the roofing material is sitting on the roof. So every type of roof has a different foundational platform of which it's installed to, and so that's all done. When the roofers get there, they're ready to apply the material. So let's talk about asphalt roofs just for a second. And what is it that happens when an asphalt roof is put on? So by the time the roofing crew gets there, they come to a home that's just plywood and gutters and on the roof. And so they have the material delivered by the contractor, and they are being paid by the square. A square in roofing is a 10 by 10 area. So if someone says, well, my roof is 25 square, that means it's 25 10 by 10 areas that make up your roof. You have the field shingles, and then every time there's an outside corner, those are called ridge caps. And an inside corner is called a valley. And when you're living in your home and you create a lot of moisture, and because we're human beings and we heat our home generally around 70 degrees or cool our home around 70, 74, the outside temperature is changing all the time. In the attic, it creates a very moist, heated or cold environment, and you need air flowing through there. So you'll see on the back side of roofs a lot of vents. They're the little cans that let the cool, moist or hot, moist air out of your attic. The roofers will be putting those in. If you have a skylight, they put those in. And if you have a chimney that's in your roof, they'll be flashing those. So they'll do the flashing details, all of the different things that they do that keep the water out of your home. But here's the thing. On new construction, as a general rule, they're paid by the square and they're not managed. So when they come out to a job, they're thinking, okay, there's 25 square on this roof, and the faster I do it, the more I get paid. And it's a human tendency to go super fast and to miss things as they lay the layers down on the roofing. Realize that the motivation for new construction roofing is get it on there fast, because the faster I put it on, the more money I make. So we started a replacement division at Roof Life about 15 years ago, and one of the things we decided to do is, when you get a roof put on by Roof Life, all of our technicians are employees. They're all covered by insurance, they're all background checked, they're drug tested, and they're all paid by the hour. We have an apprentice program that someone can start at Roof Life and can apprentice to a journeyman. And we have a manager that manages the projects. So every day a project manager is at the job site. So we're making sure as that roof's going on in layers, the motivation behind the installers and the managers is quality and reliability and longevity. And we want to hit the manufacturer's required standards. Therefore, you have $1 billion company standing behind your roof instead of $1 million or a $500,000 roofing contractor that may or may not exist in 5 to 6 years. So if you hit those marks, then you're able to have a long-standing, reliable 50, 100, 150-year-old roofing manufacturer who has representatives in all the towns around America that can make sure that you get help if your roofing fails.